NFC Championship. We have the Rams. Little division matchup here. 1-5 Rams in Seattle. Seattle laying 2.5 -150 on the money line. Rams plus 130. 47 is the total. This number indicates that the Sharps are also swimming around the Rams.
Yep.
And I got to be very honest with everyone. Why? Why? So give me the narrative for why the game happened last week.
I think the Rams are the Sharp community has them as the highest power rated team.
That feels insane right now. If you're watching the game,
I'm giving you the explanation. Sam Darnold in his last 3 games against the Rams has thrown 7 interceptions. Matt Stafford's the MVP. Sean Payton has playoff experience. Mike McDonald is making his second playoff start.
Pretty good start.
I mean, those are and Seattle's coming off a huge blowout victory. I mean, teams who have put up 40 in the playoffs are 12 and 21 ATS the following game. The idea there is that, kind of like the close your eyes special, where if you're putting up 40 points, everyone's going to be on you. I'm sure the public's all over Seattle. So Sharps being naturally contrarian are looking towards that side.
But we're not. So all right. So yes, let's start there. Public all over them. Completely agree. We don't have to lay 3. Okay, so we're not actually.
Because they want you to take. Seattle.
We're not paying a premium. We're not paying a premium.
Right. The other reasons why you would take Seattle: Sean McVay has dominated the Seahawks, 13-6 ATS, 12-3 ATS since 2019. Covering the spread by 4.2 points per game. McVay has done very good.
He's 2-2 straight up versus McDonald, and he needed overtime in one of those games last year in Seattle. So, and I think 2 of the 4 games have gone over. It's quite a good matchup. I don't know if we could use the historical stuff past that, Sean.
Yeah, you asked me to make a case for Seattle. I'm making the case for Seattle, for the Rams, and I'm making the case for the Rams. Matt Stafford, probably a better quarterback than Sam Darnold. For me,
has Matt Stafford ever won 13 games back-to-back seasons?
I don't think so.
Only Sam Darnold.
He's won a Super Bowl. Now for me, the situation spot is the strongest handicap for me. We have a Los Angeles Rams team. 3rd straight road game, right? Let's just start there. 3rd straight road game.
Need a playing graphic.
3rd consecutive road games in either regular season or playoffs. Teams are 48-79. Ryan, when the schedule comes out, we make a point of highlighting 3rd straight road games. When the team is listed as an underdog, they are 22-67 straight up, 24%. It's tough to win 3 road games in a row. 5 teams have done it in NFL history in the playoffs. And Pats were the only one who didn't end up winning the Super Bowl. So yeah, you have those like magical teams that go on those crazy runs from the wild card spot. It can happen. It can. I don't get the sense from this Rams team that they have the juice this year. And on top of it, 3rd straight road game, you have 1 day of rest, 1 day less of rest, and you're coming off overtime. So all those factors combined, it's really tough. And I think the Seattle Seahawks crowd, man, that was a different crowd when they're at home in a playoff game. And if you're not adjusting it in your power rankings, you should be, because
they're not.
If you watch that 49ers game, now granted it started with a kick return for a touchdown, certainly helps get the crowd in the game. But as someone who was on the 49ers, I immediately knew, shit, I fucked up. This crowd is rocking. This is it's going to be insane.
Well, this is why, Sean, and I don't know if you didn't see this last week. And I love this, by the way. If I owned a sports franchise, I would not be scared a way of doing this. They basically emailed all the season ticket holders who were selling their tickets on secondary market saying, we're going to be filing this away when you try to renew your season tickets next year. And it might have an impact in your eligibility. So yeah, I thought I think it's and I didn't really say much about it in the first game, but both of these teams have such decided home edges. With Denver having both being noisy, elevation, it is going to be colder. And then this game where it's not going to be cold, but it is going to be in like the low 40s.
Well, there's all those trends of the dome team outdoor, but since the merger, Ryan, how many dome teams have won a conference championship game on the road in an outdoor stadium?
I don't actually know the question.
So dome teams
off the top of my head
going outdoors on the road. 0-15 all time.
Really?
0-15. 2-13 ATS.
It is an open air stadium. So
well, we're really excited to get up there to Seattle, and Mike's done a good job of preparing his guys, but we got to come in there with some intensity, limit the mental mistakes, and just lock in there. I don't know. And I think this is going to be a good close game. Well, what happens in good close games? The difference is a lot of times special teams. It was the difference in that game in Seattle with the Rams against them. Seattle's number one special teams DVOA. They had a kick return for a touchdown last game in the playoffs. They had a punt return for a touchdown against the Rams that swung the game. So, and you have Seattle number 2 in pressure rate. Like if this Seattle team can get to the Los Angeles Rams, and the Rams defense has just not been the same. They really haven't since week 11. The points per game has just completely fallen off. Yeah, they actually played okay, I guess, against the Bears, but I don't know. There felt like there was a ton of opportunities, and once Caleb kind of locked in, he was cooking.
I also thought just again, back to why are the Rams getting all these passes?
And the Rams, they didn't cover both games, and they're still advancing to the conference championship game, right? How often does that happen? First time in the Super Bowl era to lose ATS against the wild card round and the divisional round. And when is
spread matters? It's not.
Well, no, but I'm saying that's a good point. But also, just when was the last time Matt Stafford looked really good on the road? Did he look really good against Chicago? I don't think so. Did he look great against Carolina? Yeah, I had that nice drive. Was that MVP caliber?
But you nailed it.
At Atlanta.
If this team here's what I'll say. In the last couple games, they have had mostly failure drives with a handful of successful drives. If they have that kind of ratio against the Seahawks, they're going to lose this game by a lot of points.
Yeah.
They can't be a complete dud. And by the way, what saved them last week was the ability to run the ball. And I don't think running those concepts where just playing power football is going to work against this Seattle team. I think it's a little different than the test last week. So, yeah, I mean, I like Chicago. I didn't think Chicago's defense was ever that good. I didn't think. So the fact that they were kind of like Dennis, they were having a decent game at times against the Rams, and it's all back to Stafford's hurt. He's banged up.
Yeah,
and
deal with the hand thing.
It's going to be loud
a little
as
chilly.
Shit.
Now,
and they're going to be able to. They're going to be able to deal with. If I'm betting on Puka versus JSN, give me JSN to have the stats in this one.
Yeah, I'm not. This is not an anti-Puka handicap, and I think if you're making a case for the Rams, it's a fairly simple handicap. It's Matt Stafford is better than Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold will piss down his leg, and we've said this, right? Turnovers have been the great equalizer in this playoffs. And if Sam Darnold throws multiple interceptions, which is certainly possible, that's going to obviously be the difference in the game.
I think they're pretty similar. They both can turn the ball over.
To your point,
game.
Yeah, Stafford has not looked particularly sharp. He just hasn't. I don't think he looked particularly sharp in that Chicago game. Again, they went into a hostile environment and got the win. They went look at that. I mean, just break down the travel spot. You go all the way to the East Coast, wet, sloppy game against the Panthers team that almost beat you. Back 3, to LA. 6, then you go out to Chicago, play in bone ass chill weather in an overtime
2,500 miles.
An overtime game on short rest. third road game.
All right, so I got you.
It's the worst situation spot you can have.
I got you 11K before you even take off for Seattle.
You're getting miles.
So we're at like 13,000 miles before you even play in the conference championship game.
Now, certainly, again,
play the donkey music.
Charles Cross is back for the Seattle. That's huge. It's Dominic the donkey. If they can keep Darnold clean, they should be fine. Now they lose Charbonnet. I liked what I saw to Kenneth Walker, but certainly having Charbonnet.
Guy said he's optimistic about Charbonnet. Next day, Charbonnet done for the year.
Yeah,
fuck off.
How's his ACL? Again, the story's going to be Darnold, not getting pressured, and Darnold not turning it over. But again, Seattle number 2 in the league in pressure rate. I think they're going to be able to get to Matt Stafford, who will turtle up. And I think Seattle's defense gets to him. They get some big special teams plays. And I don't think Darnold's going to be in a spot where he has to necessarily win this game. So I think Seattle gets the win and the cover. Yeah, Darnold completed 74.5% of his passes, 9.4 yards per attempt when kept clean. Under pressure, drops down to 52.1%. Yards per attempt plummets to 6.5. So again, if you get to Stafford early, if there's an early pick, if you can rattle him and knock him around and maybe jack up that oblique.
Darnold. Yeah. You said Stafford.
Oh, yeah. Darnold.
Yeah.
Then I think that's your formula.
But he also he took some hits. He looked fine. I don't
overtime, third road game, dome team outdoors.
What is the list of the team?
And short rest.
Do you have the list of the teams that did get it done in the third road game in the playoffs, other than the Giants?
Give me a second to pull that
before
up.
They took down the undefeated Patriots. Everyone remembers that game.
Okay, so Rams can become the 6th history team to do it. Why don't you try and guess some? One slight asterisk in my mind.
One slight. All right, so the 3 road games in a row.
Yep, 3 road games in a row.
Well, so the Giants are 1.
The 2007 New York Giants are 1. Yep.
I assume are the Rams 1 as well from
No.
The Eagles?
No.
Were they not the wild card that year?
What year?
The dog mask year. No, they were high seed that year.
They were the number 1 seed. That was the disrespect. Much like you'll see in Denver.
Let's see. Were the Bucks?
2020 Bucks.
Yeah, the Tom Brady Bucks.
The asterisk there is they weren't playing in front of crowds, so that to me changes the formula. 2010 Green Bay Packers, 2005 Steelers, which was not on my radar.
That was the Bettis retirement year.
Yeah, and then 85 Patriots, who ended up getting destroyed by the Chicago Bears, but they beat Miami Dolphins in Miami.
Yeah,
old Danny Marino.
Was Dan Marino sobbing at his locker afterwards?
No, Dan Marino didn't give a shit. He's like, give me some isotoner gloves and some cocaine.
Just looking for his dynamic wife.
Ryan, I was doing the math. Is it going to be possible for Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen to be the Dan Marino of our generation? They both can't be Dan Marino.
What about
right?
Joe Burrow? Does he?
Oh yeah, and Joe Burrow. Only one of them can be Dan Marino.
I mean, what's going to happen if Sam Darnold gets one before all those guys? People will be in shambles. Yeah, I think I mean, look, it's a third game, and we're gonna have to deal with McVay's bullshit. But I do think.
Well, relax there, Ryan.
Mike McDonald, I think, is a good coach. I mean, look at the matchup.
Yeah, that would be the other. If I was making a handicap for the Rams and I was close, this one to me was a little bit more work. It would be better quarterback, Darnold turnovers, more playoff experience with the head coach, chip on their shoulder from the previous loss. That's kind of where I start.
Should have lost against the Bears. Could have lost against the Panther. I mean, I just think they're to your spread comment earlier about them not covering. They have been just getting by, and this Seattle team, talk about no respect. They are curb stomping.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily like add into your rest disparity. The other team was literally smacking the ground with a belt in the second quarter. they were running it out so hard. So I think well rested versus tired this time of year is and your overtime triple road game. Stafford's hurt, banged up. Their offensive line did not look good against the Bears, who don't exactly have an elite pass rush.
Yeah, I mean, look at Seattle's January football. They won a tough game against the 49ers at 49ers January 3rd.
That was a blowout with a low
13-3. But I mean,
San Francisco never.
That was kind of a tough. It was a physical game.
The drop McCaffrey pass was.
But then they had a bye week. Then they just destroyed San Francisco, where they were in cruise control. So that's their 8 quarters of football have just been against the 49ers, where they were kind of in control the entire time. And look at the Rams schedule of games the last week. Now they played at home against the Cardinals. They played all their starters there. They won 37-30. Then they went on the road to Carolina on a short week. Did not cover 34-31. Then they just played on Sunday in Chicago 2017. Now you have another short week here up in the Northeast. Like, you could not physically think of a more taxing 3-game road stretch. And it's an older veteran team, and Matt Stafford's back might fall apart at any moment.
Yeah, this is in circle. Like we didn't Cooper Kupp. I know it's a tired angle, but we're gonna play some Cooper Kupp stuff this week.
Cooper Kupp. All right, so give me the Seattle Seahawks laying the 2.5.
I know we're not supposed to lay the 2.5, but I'm just
and the Rams are the sharp side. Again, I try not to get too locked into the sharp side, the square side, because there's only 2 games. Yeah, there's only 2 sides.
I think the sharps are horribly wrong here. And I think
the sharps don't win every game.
If you're in a spreadsheet, maybe if you're on the slopes and not watching the games, you haven't seen what the Seattle team's up to. I think again, the home edges for both of these teams are going to end up being I know that home edge is shrunk in the NFL, but these playoff games in certain cities need to go back to full 3 points, in my opinion, Sean. So I don't think. Oh, maybe they are doing that. If you think they think say the Rams are a half point better or something like that. So maybe they are respecting the home field with a full 3. Either way, this will be. If I'm given the opportunity to play a pleaser card this weekend, this will be on it.